Velké gratulace vám všem k vítězství. Od začátku tříkolová soutěž nakonec. Skvělí diváci, jak se vám vůbec závodilo dnes?
No, podle mě to dneska bylo úplně super. Já jsem měla jednu smolnou chybičku v prvním kole, ale potom už jsem šla čistě, takže jsem dneška moc spokojená.
Docela dost chyb bylo na překážkách 11-12, které nevypadaly až tak úplně těžké, ale byly tam třeba i páry. V čem bylo to ta jejich zrádnost?
Asi šlo o to ten dvojskok nakonec, možná to bylo takový jako, že to nečekali a asi tak, no.
Češi se zařadili po prvním kole blízko medailím, pak se to začalo zamotávat. Jak moc jste se obávali toho, jak se to může zamotat v souvislosti s tím, jak to všechno kazili soupeři?
Tak určitě jsme nečekali, že vlastně skončíme asi na prvním místě, ale tak věřili jsme a určitě to bylo hodně stresující pro nás všechny. No.
Viktor Skutecký měl ten těžký úkol dojet druhé kolo s nulou, protože kdyby se to nepovedlo, tak by to bylo krásné druhé místo, ale nebylo by to rozeskakování. Jak jste se cítil před tou jízdou v druhém?
Já naštěstí tyto věci moc neřeším, já jsem na tyto věci klidnej, takže jsem tam šel s klidnou hlavou. Ani jsem nevěděl, že musím mít nulu. To bylo takový překvapení, když jsem zjistil, že to bylo to, co to ovlivnilo. Ale po tom prvním kole jsem měl takové 2 chyby moje a jsem rád, že jsem to splně dokázal napravit a pomoct týmu vyhrát.
A pak přišlo rozeskakování. Jak moc jste tedy sledovali, vy už jste měli dojeto, že se to k tomu rozeskakování možná přeci jenom schyluje?
Tak my jsme to vlastně s Laurou zjistili až po posledním, takže jsme běželi rychle do stáje a pak se to za asi 20 minut celý odehrálo, no.
Možná to bylo v tomhle případě jednodušší. Jak se jelo to rozeskakování? Bylo to těžké? Britové výborní na rozeskakování, nepochybně.
Tak já jsem se teda hodně bála, protože oni fakt umí jezdit extrémně rychle, ale měli jsme teda jako štěstí a myslím, že jsme ale všichni zajeli dobře, jeli jsme i rychle, takže i podle mě, i kdyby oni tu chybu neměli, tak bychom to bylo o kousíček, pokud bychom byli druhý.
Vaše byla ta třetí pečetící vlastně jízda vítězná v rozeskakování. Jak se vám líbilo rozeskakování?
Tak rozeskakování bylo super, protože nebylo tak dlouhé. Proti koni už to samozřejmě nakonec bylo těžké. Trochu mi pomohl na 14, ale jsem moc rád, že to takhle dopadlo.
Na Viktora zbyde celkové hodnocení dnešního vítězství v Poháru národů. Co tomu říkáte?
Já tomu říkám, že to je neskutečný zážitek. Já jsem to hlavně sám trošičku zakřikl, že bych to měl rád s rozeskokem, tak za to mě tady trošičku neměli trochu rádi, ale jsem rád tak, jak to dopadlo a neskutečný.
Ještě jednou gratuluju vám všem. Skvělý zážitek, díky.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we'll start with the first round of the Young Rider Nation Cup. Dámy a pánové, za malou chvíli začneme s prvním kolem v rámci poháru národů kategorie mladí jezdci. Ladies and gentlemen, we restart the first round of Nations Cup Young Riders category.
Welcome along once more, the third and final Nations Cup here on this fabulous Friday of sport. Delighted to have you with us once more here for the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth and the young riders that are getting underway, because we aren't done yet when it comes to international team jumping, and we're going to get underway now with these 6 teams. Great Britain first to go, then the Czech Republic, Germany, Denmark, Hungary and Poland. Francesca Young and Caracview Libretto has got the opening draw for the British team of Tracy Newman, who's the chef to keep. This gelding by Ustinov is a 9-year-old, and the first to give us a clue as to where we're heading around this track. 79 seconds is the time allowed, and Johan Siere's course. First chance to have a little look at it. Down to the combination. 2 strides coming out. Quick turning back on the 4 at the moment. It's that 4th fence that fell. Big jump over and through the finish in 72.17, so she kept it to the 4, just that one little error. This was never quite comfortable on the turn, unfortunately, there for the first to go, Francesca Young and Caracview Libretto, the first of the quartet for Great Britain. Now to the Czech Republic. Of course, they've just come out on the top step of the podium, beating Great Britain, in fact, in the Junior Nations Cup a short while ago in that jump-off. Can they make it 2 today? Here we go with Zuzana Jatonova's team of Mariana Mitraklova riding Dalton de Teji, the stallion by Don't Touch Tiji Hero. For some reason I'm missing graphics, but at the moment I think they're still clear. According to the big screen they are. Although the fact that 45 seconds is still stuck up there makes me think there is a bit of an issue for the moment, but I'm sure it'll get reset and resolved. Coming then round into this final fence that just again, tricky little final fence out on its own, coming away from home. Keep that concentration. Over the final fence they go. We'll confirm that score, but I believe it to be clear. Well done to Mariana Mitraklova and Dalton de Teji. It is a clear 69.81 on the clock. So fabulous start for the Czech Republic as they kick things off with a 0. It's all about the 0 score. Meanwhile, Germany now, and their team starts with Hannah Michelle Wilken. Never mind is the 11-year-old mare by numero 1. Quite a difficult line, this 7, 8, 9. You really need that control, that flexibility. She's certainly showing she's got that with her horse here today as she now loops back round to the water. Open water, down then to the double, keep the control again. Fine on time, coming round towards this final fence, and this could be a brilliant start for the German team. And that it is indeed. Superb from Hannah as she goes clear. Hannah Michelle Wilken, never mind, putting Germany on a clear, a good clear round at that. So 3 gone, 2 clears, 1 on 4 with still, we've got 3 more teams to go in this opening rotation of riders. Denmark now. Cecilie Kezia riding UAMON Z. First to the Danish team of Ulrik Keziers. Going well for the Danish rider so far with this 9-year-old by Rico. Take a little bit of a look at the water, but I'm quite happy to go to it. Now they're on the 4, and I can only but presume that has come from the water. They're fine on terms of the time, but it is a 4-fault score for Cecilie there for the Danish team. So 4 scored, UAMON Z. 2 clears, 2 fours so far, with 2 to go in this opening round of riders. Leah Cisterni now rides Hamor, the 13-year-old stallion by Casado. On the 4 as they get the same score as Denmark and Great Britain with their first rider, the Hungarian team there, Leah Cisterni and Hamor. So 1 more rider to go from the opening rotation. It'll be Poland's first in a moment or so, we just catch the highlights here from Leah's round. Still just those 2 clears so far. One of those, of course, coming for Germany and the other for the Czech Republic. This is the first of the Polish riders now. Natalia Sido riding Nico Gold, this 8-year-old by number 128, Holstein Gelding. Sadly on the 8 already. So they finish on the 8. Those fences going down. The lowest score of those opening riders in each of the 6 teams. So, of course, we still wait to see what happens. All those teams could yet finish on a 0 score. Now we move back to where we started, because we move on to the second rider from each of those teams. And this is Glenn Watkin-Jones riding La Vie Estor, the British combination here with this 8-year-old by Dakar VDL. 4 from Francesca Young as the first of the team to go. Can really do with a clear now to keep themselves very much in play with Germany and the Czech Republic and put a bit of pressure on all those still to come. Well, that line going from difficult to bad to worse, sadly, and with a score of 20. This young horse just perhaps showing its greenness down there. Well, they land over the last, just in on the clock as well, so they're safe on time, but 24 is a big score, and 1 they need to hold as a discard. Therefore, that early score of 4 from their first rider now counts, and that's going to be the best outcome as it stands for the British team. Meanwhile, we move now to the Czech Republic. Katarina Burkova riding Ella. Now, they're off to a great start with the clear from Mariana. Can they follow this up with the Billy Mexico side mare, this 10-year-old Ella? So far, so good. Got away with a tap of the last. Listen to the audience cheer because they have just seen their second rider here at home going clear, and the Czech Republic have certainly got some fabulous youth jockeys coming through, and this is a really good day so far for them. So Katarina Budakova putting them within reach now of a 0 score in the opening round. 2 clears from 2 horses. Now the turn of Germany. They could follow suit here with Tabia Margraf riding Mila Cabello, this mare by Chaman. 10 years of age. Germany's clear, coming from Hannah Michelle Vulcan and Nevermind as the opening rider. They've just seen what the Czech team has done. Can they do it as well? No. That has gone. Well, 4 is the score with that fence going down, and therefore Germany for the moment will know they can stay on that 0 score, but a little bit more work to be done from their final 2 riders for Tabea Magraf and Camilla Cabello. That can be held as a discard for the moment. Denmark next up. This is the turn of Jakob Theodor Schmidt, riding then with Comaron. Z, the stallion by Comme Il Faut. First of the Danish riders picking up a score of 4. Still clear as they came to the water, but that is where that finishes. So they pick up 11. There's 7 for time, 4 for jumping, and that is for the moment a discard mark for Cameron. The Danish team, like Great Britain, now on a best potential outcome of 4. We have Hungary, who had 4 from their opening rider. Now the turn of Peter Atnal Jr. riding Charal Symphony, the 12-year-old by Agropoint Chabadilio. On the 4. So Hungary also now, like Denmark and Great Britain, will move on to that 4 penalty score. Oh dear. He sort of landed on his feet, but that means he's able to walk away, but it still has come as a bit of a shock to all of us. Sadly, it's elimination. Most importantly, he is okay and the horse is okay. Coral sympathy there, but the 4 we knew already counted from the first rider, and it means whatever the scores from the final 2, they will also count. Well, they're next to go. just about ready to start. Should, by my reckoning, be Poland now. I think it is. We think we're ready. Mikolia Kazmarek riding VHS Cascato de Rouet.
And Cascato de Rouet.
Gilding by Ballot de Rouet. On the 12, that final fence at the end of the combination falling to add to the score, but that whole line down there towards the combination and through it has caught out quite a few.
$16.
So that score for Poland now becomes a score of 8. That will become the discard, the 16. That was Mikola Kazmarek and VHS Cascato de Rouet. We're live with you here in the Czech Republic and live with you here in Zduchovice for this, the third Nations Cup for these FEI Jumping Nations Cup youth classes here today. The young riders is the one underway at the moment, having seen the children and the juniors earlier. This is the first round of 2. Now Great Britain with their third rider. This is Tallulah Mackenzie Smith riding Nistria van der Winning Z, the 13-year-old mare by Non-Stop. An important moment for the British team now because they had that big score from Glenn Watkin-Jones of 24 that they're holding on to as a discard. Francesca Young's 4 keeps them there or thereabouts, but they have put a bit of pressure now towards these final 2 riders in the team, Tallulah now and then Connie Adams still to come. Gets that tricky combination out of the way. Lovely round. She's delivered just when the team needed her. Well done, Tallulah Mackenzie Smith. Nistria van der Winning Z has just kept the British team in touch by ensuring at the moment they could yet still finish on 4 with Connie Adams to come. So a really big moment. Well done, Tallulah. Next to go, though, a big chance here for the Czech Republic at home because they are the only team so far with both of their opening riders going clear. So, of course, a clear here from Teresa Sovadova and I Will Be Famous. They certainly will be famous because they'll make it through round 1 on a 0 score. before their fourth riders got anywhere near the ring. Lovely round. They've done it. The Czech Republic are really on form in this Young Riders Nations Cup. They will go into the second round at the top of the leaderboard with a 0 score. Tremendous day. Germany could also do that, but they won't be doing it with the first 3 riders in their team going clear. They'll need to do it with these next 2 riders for Germany going clear. And here's the first of them. Liam Brochy riding here with Kadu Z. Clear is essential to stay level with the Czech team. Yeah, but clear in a 4 so far from their opening 2 riders. The 4 means, of course, the team are on 4. So there we have it, 71-26, 4 scored. Germany now slip back, and it means the Czech Republic will be the only team going into the second round on 0. Teams that could yet get there on 4, Denmark, Hungary, Germany, Great Britain. Next up is Denmark, one of those teams, and the Danish team now with Frida Munk Larsen. The horse that she's riding is a Kikkel Odegaard CC Chopin DWB. Danish warm-blooded by CC Senior Ask. But Denmark have an 11-fault discard score currently. Beautifully done for the Danish rider, handling that round quite perfectly. Got away with a little rub that upright at 9, but really touch another fence, and that was what that team needed. So a really big helping hand for the Danish team, keeping that 11 away from the scorecard. Well done, Frida. Now Hungary. Again, they could yet finish on 4, but the elimination that came a short while ago was their team rider, Peter Antal Jr. So they're down to these final two riders, knowing that whatever happens, the scores count. This is Peter Zduchovice riding Pakali van der Bisschop. I quickly took his here, and already with a score there that will move on to their overall scoreboard. As will that, and that's the problem when you lose a rider of elimination. There's just nothing you can do. Your scores then all have to count. (16) when they land and finish things off, and all 16, as I've mentioned, will go onto the scoreboard. So it becomes a hard day for Hungary. They're now on a score of 20 overall, with one rider still to come. Now we move, though, in and on, because this is Poland. The last rider in the third rotation is Maciej Hanzelik, riding Landro. Another 8-year-old, this by Glenfiddich VDL. Having a little look there at the upright in the middle. Coming round to the water on the 4. Poland then will move on to a score of 12 if they can keep it to just 4. And that, over the last, is Maciej Hanzelik for Poland, with Landro. Does indeed keep it on the 4. So therefore, Poland are on that 12 penalty score. So with one rider to go in each team, best potential outcomes, 0 for the Czech Republic. We know that's where they're going to finish, on a 0. 4 still for Germany, Denmark 4, Great Britain 4, Poland 12, Hungary 20. And here comes the final rider for Great Britain in this opening round. This is Connie Adams. Connie riding Jagger, the stallion, 10-year-old by VTL Zorocco Blue. Now there's a 24 being held as a discard for Great Britain from an earlier round. 4 is a counting score from Francesca Young and Tallulah on a clear, but that 4 will count. And of course, there's nowhere to go, and that counts too. So Great Britain now going to be dropping to 12 penalties, which for the moment will put them equal with Poland and keep them ahead of Hungary. But also looking at it another way, you're still within 3 fences of the lead. So Connie Adams there and Jagger going round to move the score for Great Britain upwards. They finish on that score of 12 after the opening round. There's a 4, an 8 and a clear in there that are counted, and a 24 discarded. Next up for the Czech Republic here at home, just to hopefully wrap things up nicely. This is going to be Chloe, ridden by Natalie Kovarova. They're already proving what a great team they've got in the young riders here today with the 3 clears. I'm sure they'd like to finish it off with a 4th. Oh dear, started to look a little bit towards the left as they came towards the water, but they still managed to jump it and kept the control for the double that came after it as well. So just this final fence to negotiate. And it's a full house of clears for the Czech Republic, the home team here in Zduchovice, going clear. So well done, Natalie Kovarova and Chloe. No other team could have finished on a 0. They've had clears all the way. Germany, though, still have a chance to finish on a score of 4. At worst, Germany will finish on a score of 8 because they are holding a 4 penalty as a discard. So this is Julian Gollet riding Santa Sofia. This mare by Staccato, the 11-year-old. Germany making sure they're only going to be 1 fence away from the lead. With that clear round, the anchor rider for Germany has certainly done the deed and jumped the clear round. Well done, Julian Goll. So just the 4. And it's going to keep it tight going into the second round. Denmark up next. Now they also could yet finish on a score of 4 like Germany. Problem the Danish team have is the discard they're holding is an 11, so there's still a margin that could come into play. We will see Victoria Sofia Horaf Madsen now with Catwalk the 5th. Gelding, the 12-year-old by Cosmio. Clear round, isn't it? Yes, well done, Denmark. Keeping themselves very much in the podium hunt here, and perhaps for the win as well. They, like Germany, go forward on 4 with that clear round, securing the score. Well done to Victoria Sofia Hrodev. So we know what the top 3 are going to look like, because it's all sorted. Hungary, though, currently on a best potential score of 20, and with the elimination, knowing the score counts as we do for these two, Katia, Sena Kalileni, riding Bizarre VDL by Kanan the Stallion. First of the final 2 to jump in this opening round. 1 for Hungary, 1 for Poland. Those 4 will also count, but it's still a good, strong finish for the Hungarian team that have struggled with the pressure after the elimination from Peter a little earlier. So the Hungarian team won a score of 24. So the top 3, as I said, locked in. We know that Hungary there on a score of 24. Great Britain are on a score of 12, but there is Poland also on a score of 12. That means Maximilian Patini here and Ferrari K have got the chance to keep Poland tied with Great Britain, but there is a 16 penalty discard being held, so we will see clear as essential to keep them in that place. They want to start dropping back if they can help it towards Hungary. They would like to stay with the British, and then of course if you can do that, you can remember you're only 3 fences away from the lead, and in turn you're also only 2 fences away from the podium. But already a fence has gone, which will drop them down into 5th place, and Great Britain will move into 4th. Well, the 4 is the score, and it is just that 1 fence. They therefore move, as I've mentioned, into 5th. They will be just a little bit adrift now, and 16 as a team score for Poland. So that wraps up the opening round. Of course, the individuals to come in a moment, and then we'll be back with this second round of jumping. The Czech Republic, though, lead a full house of clears, a 0 score, the only team to manage that. Germany and Denmark sitting behind them on scores of 4. And then it is Great Britain on 12, Poland on 16, and Hungary on 24. So, as I say, there's not so many individuals, to be fair, between these classes as there were a little bit earlier on. I think it's a much smaller number. So, in fact, there's only, I think, 6 of them, so it won't take too long. Of course, a bit of harrowing to go on in there as well, and arena preparation. So I would suggest in about 20 minutes or so, maybe just a bit more, we should be back with you with the second round of this CSIO Young Rider Nations Cup here in Zduchovice. So looking forward to seeing which way it goes. Will the Czech Republic get their second Nations Cup youth win here at home today? We'll find out soon. I'll be back.
Ještě jednou posledních 10 minut na to, abyste se mohli přihlásit do zítřejších soutěží. We're waiting for the first rider of the individual class, Niklas Schippler, upside. Für Deutschland jetzt, za Německo, Germany on the start, Niklas Schippler, upside. For forcing 66-27, 66-27 a 4 trestné body. Ambition Gold, Rosemarie Hering, Denmark, Dánsko. Start is allowed. the end, 64, 51. The time was 70-40 and the clear round. 70,40 a bezchybná jízda. RKB Češ, Ariana Z, Hungary, Maďarsko. Bezvídná jízda 68-63. Sofia Chibi, Voodoo Fire, Hungary, Maďarsko. The start now. Runner is eliminated for a fall. Velice vyloučena pro pád. Hungary on the start, Liza Nakiš, Kabeko PS, Maďarsko. It falls in 75, 77, 75, 37, 8 trestných bodů. Last one on the start list for Denmark, Lina Elose Metzen Medina EM. Denmark, Dansko. Age follows in 72-89, 8 trestných bodů, 72-89 je dobojováno v rámci této soutěže. Za malou chvíli uvidíme dekorování a za 5 minut budeme pokračovat s druhým kolem poháru národů. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will see prize giving ceremony of this competition without horses, and in about 5 minutes we will continue with the second round of the Nations Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will see the prize giving ceremony of this individual competition. ask the rider to come here next to the jury box for the prize giving ceremony of the individual competition in the young rider category. Fifth place, místo páté, Hungary, Maďarsko, Lizanakis Kabeko, PS. Fourth place, místo čtvrté, Swiss, Denmark, Dánsko, Linailos Medsen, Medina EM. Third place, Ritterplatz, místo třetí, Deutschland, Niklas Schickler. Second place, místo druhé, Rosemary Herring, Ambition Gold. And the winner from Hungary, Reka Benche Shariana. Congratulations, and now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the nation anthem of Hungary. Dámy a pánové, nyní prosím poslechněte zazní státní hymna. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will continue with the second round of the young rider category Nations Cup. Dámy a pánové, za malou chvíli pokračujeme a to druhým kolem poháru národů v kategorii mladí. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with the second round of the young rider category with Nations Cup. Dámy a pánové, pokračujeme druhým kolem poháru národů kategorie mladí jezdci. As first on the start list for Hungary, Lea Ceteni Hamburg. Jako prvá na start první listní druhého kola za Maďarsko, Lea Ceteni.
Welcome back, everybody. Delighted to have you with us for the final stages of today's Nations Cup competitions. It is the final round of jumping here for this third and final Nations Cup competition, because now we are getting underway with the second round of jumping. To take you through the order, we're going to start with Hungary in a moment because we're going in reverse order. So Hungary on a score of 24 in 6th, Poland on a score of 16 in 5th, Great Britain on 12 in 4th. Then the top three are Denmark and Germany, both on a score of 4, and the Czech Republic leading with a clear after the opening round. Once again, the time allowed is, of course, over this same course set, 79 seconds. And starting us off, Dani and Hamor, who scored 4 in the opening round, are going to lead the way out in this second round. The fall so far, just turning right-handed to that fence across the middle, then they'll turn to the left to this upright at 9. Round we come now. It's a long run back to the water. Remains as an open water jump for this second round as well. Turning up, time hasn't really proved to be much of an issue over these 2 rounds. Doesn't look to be yet again any sort of bother for these riders, and they finish on a score of 4, repeating the score from the opening round from Lisa standing there for Hungary. Quite a narrow fence at the start of that line before the combination. Well, on we go to Poland, and they start on the score of 16. Nico Gold, Natalia Sido, who scored 8 in the opening round. She read that combination really well. She had to put her leg on a little bit after the upright and then responded. She kept the balance throughout. Unfortunately, no luck there, and also on a score of 4. Four is the final mark for Natalia Sido for the partnership there. For Poland, Nico Gold. Ooh, I think one was coming in, might just have gone out. That's Natalia just taking her little work down trot out of the arena. Well, moving forward now to Great Britain. Francesca Young, Carrick Libretto. This 9-year-old Bayustinov for the British team that start on a team score of 12. Francesca, who scored 4 in that opening round. It is a shame. Double after the water. 4 in the opening round, 4 in this round for Carrick Di Libretto and Francesca Young to start things off for the British team, who a couple of fences away from getting on the podium. Might find their way back onto the podium with their young rider team, having done so with the children and their juniors. Now the turn of Cecily Kaya for Denmark, moving into the top 3. First of these 2 teams on 4, try to keep the pressure on the Czech Republic on that 0 score. This stallion is a 9-year-old, had 4 in the opening round, was counting score. Well, they're also finishing their round with just that 1 fence falling to finish for Denmark. Sorry, on the score of 12, as we saw that one of the fences falling there. Denmark, therefore, putting themselves at a little bit of risk, maybe. But this is Germany. And their first rider looking to go double clear here is Hannah-Michelle Wilken. Never mind, she jumped the clear for Germany, their pathfinder in round 1. The German team top and tailing with clear rounds from their 4 riders. It's 11-year-old mare, Hanoverian mare by numero uno. Coming round on the 8. So as well there for Germany, not finding it easy in this second round. It is so often the case in the second round of a Nations Cup, how easy you can go from having a clear to having a problem, or going the other way from having problems to having clears. The double clear is such a difficult thing to achieve. Now, to the leaders, got chances for double clears because all 4 of their riders went clear in that opening round. It's been a tremendous start, but can they see it through to the finish? The Czech Republic looking to do that with Mariana Michaklova riding Dalton de Tegy. First of the 4. Far from easy. Just, more time to think between the rounds. Confidence is always important. If you've had the clear, it's helpful for that confidence, but sometimes it can make you even more nervous that you've jumped one clear because you feel pressured to do it again. Coming round on the 4. Still for the moment a team that could yet finish on 0, the Czech Republic, but this fence, the first of any of their riders, just got it wrong going to it. Everything else she did as well as she did in the first round, but unfortunately there is a 4 scored. So for the moment they can all finish where they started, and therefore we move on now to the second rotation of riders. Hungary once more. Peter Antel Jr. Chanel Symphony. He had a fall in the opening round. Back in, recovered from that. Looking to put it behind him. Well, there we go, 8 scored, and from Hungary's point of view it means that they only move on by 4 to a total of 28 after 2 riders halfway through their team in the second round. 2 riders still to go for them as we've kicked off now with rider number 2 for each of these teams. Next to go will be the team from Poland. Their discard in the opening round was the 16 scored by these two, but back with Mikula Zemrak riding VHS Cascado de Rue. The team on a total of 20. Sorry, on a total of 16 because they're holding a 4 as a discard. On the 4 as they come across the middle. Well, 16 as we hear and see, and with those fences going down, the Polish team do move on to that score of 20. They repeat those two. Mirko Krajamanek and VHS Cascada do away their score from round 1. So the team will be hoping that can stay as a discard. This young lady will certainly hope to improve the score from the opening round. Got caught out massively coming down the line from fence 5, sorry, through to the combination fence 3 down to 4, and it was all a little bit too much at that moment. But Green Watkin Jones has certainly jumped some great rounds in the past, and Levi Estoile, the 8-year-old by Dakar VDL, looking to recover for the British team, and still an outside chance for podium here today. Really well done. Can't be easy as a rider when you've had that problem in that line previously to come back to it. She's put that out of her mind. Newman, the chef, to keep watching on closely from the kiss and cry, and she'll be very happy to see that. Well done to those two, to Glenn Watkin Jones and Levi Estoile, as they've just, I said earlier, in this Nations Cup format, it's so easy to go from jumping a clear to having problems, but you can go the other way around from having problems to jumping a clear, and that is exactly what she's delivered for the British team. So they, for the moment, can still potentially finish on a score of 12, and it is nudging them towards the podium as it stands. But there's still plenty to be unravelled, and this will be an important part of it now with the Danish ride from Jakob Theodor Schmidt. Cameron Z. Now, he was the discard in the opening round with a score of 11, but they're already trying to hold off a score of 12 as a discard to stay on the 4 they started on. And if he can jump a clear here, Jakob, it will keep. If he can jump clear, if he can jump round even for 8 faults, it'll keep them at least level, if not ahead of Great Britain. Clear round, of course, would mean that the team from Denmark would stay on that 4 for the moment and keep them within a fence of the lead. But there is the 4. Moves the Danish team onto a best potential outcome of 8.
Po 4.70.85, 4 trestné body, čas 70,85 sekund vteřiny.
Well, they wrap up their round, and the Danish team on that score of 4 moves them on to a score of 8. So as it stands, they've just given up a fence to the lead and given a bit more breathing room at the top. Also, it may allow Germany just to clear them by a fence here, but the German team with an 8 penalty discard from Hannah Michelle Wilkins' round. Now Tabia Magraf and Camilla Cabello, who scored 4 in round 1. An adjustment to the hat. Or it is as a final score. So Germany also move on to a score of 8, keeps them tied level with Denmark. So, as I said, that big round for the British rider Glenn Watkins-Jones has allowed Great Britain to keep the pressure on for a podium finish, but they're not there yet. But what it has all done has perhaps opened the door for the Czech Republic. Katarina Budakova is off and running, and the second of the riders here with Ella. Now, not that you need reminding, but the Czech Republic hadn't touched a pole, any of them. All 4 riders went clear in round 1, but they have started with 4 in round 2. But if these 3 can repeat what they did a little earlier, superb, the double clear from Katarina Budakova for Ella for the Czech Republic. They remain on a best potential score of 0. And, well, Denmark and Germany now on best potential scores of 8. So what started with a 1 fence advantage after 2 riders have gone, for the moment at least, is a 2 fence advantage. And in terms of discard scores, the Czech Republic hold a 4, Denmark 12 and Germany 8. Now, back to Hungary. We move to rider number 3 of the teams. We're getting to the business end now with 2 to go from each team in this second round. This is Peter Zduchovice riding Pakli van der Bischop, gelding by quickly de Kaiser. That 8 penalty score is a counting score, and Hungary's slipping just further away from the rest of the field, sadly. They now have to count that, and we'll move on to a team score of 36. Well, they finish on the 8. Peter Zduchovice there, Pakli van der Bischop, but it does make 36 for Hungary with 1 rider still to go, and they are still holding an 8 penalty discard. Next to go, it is the turn of Poland. Best potential score of 20, with a 16 being held as a discard. These 2 scored 4 in the first round. It's Michael Handlik and Landro. Is it going to be? Yes, it is. And there's a clear for Poland. 20 is their score that they stay on. An improved round for Messia and Landro. They go from 4 to a clear, and that's a fabulous round of jumping there for Poland. So stops the score sliding any further, and next to go, we move our attention to Great Britain. This is Tallulah Mackenzie Smith. Nistria van der Winning Z was the clear round from the opening round of the British team. They've had a clear round in round 2 from Glenn Watkin Jones. The team still try to, and still could yet, finish on a score of 12. If they can continue to do that, they are beginning to put a bit of pressure on. Problems have come for Germany and Denmark, and that could yet benefit the British team in terms of a podium finish, but that will count. They were holding a 4 as a discard, so the British team now on a score of 16.
For falls in 73.99, 73.99 a 4 trestné body pro britskou.
So it is the 4. Means the British team, as I said, move on to a score of 16. At worst, they'll finish on a score of 20. They can assimilate that quick enough, but they've still got Connie Adams to go, and that was Tallulah Mackenzie Smith just finishing her round off. So they perhaps now need problems to come the way of the likes of Denmark and Germany to get themselves up onto the podium, but these next couple of rounds we're going to watch will perhaps give us an indication. Can the Danish and the German teams do anything to secure their podium slots, but also still perhaps apply enough pressure to the leaders, the Czech Republic, because that's what they need to try and do. This is Frida Monk-Lassan and Kunkelgaard CC Chopin. One of 2 clears for the Danish team in the opening round. Well, they do finish on 4. Just having a look at the scores. So fence 4's proved a bit tricky in a few places. So that is the double clear. For the moment for Denmark, I was going to say it came up. I was going to say it's a double clear. I've seen the fence go down and just said it's 4, but then immediately in front of me on my screen it popped up as a clear. So apologies for misreading it. Never read what's put in front of you. There's a tip. Go with what you've seen and go with what you know. Now, so let's turn to Germany. We know that the Danish team at best can finish on 12, but it still keeps them on the podium for the moment. Germany, though, still looking to try and finish on 8, so they now have an advantage to perhaps secure second here. Oh no, that advantage slides away, and that is a big moment for the German team, because not only the 4 for the stop, the time penalties that will come with it, and that means well, I know it says 4 for the moment, but I can quickly work out that suddenly opens the door to Great Britain getting on the podium, because Germany will end up, I am pretty sure, at the end of this round on a score of 16. By the time the time penalties come in, they'll have to count the 8 they already are holding as a discard. I may be wrong because the time is quite generous, but it also involves these two not having any other problems. You can see what I mean by the time. Once that starts ticking in, up goes the score. Unfortunately, they recovered nicely not to add too many more jumping penalties, but that 19 has certainly caused the German team a problem, because it now puts them level on a score of 16 with Great Britain. And in terms of times at the moment, the way those scores are brought together, the British team have a second advantage. It's looking better and better for the Czech Republic, because the teams that started behind them are fumbling the chance to put the pressure on, while the Czech Republic so far have continued to look so strong. Now, let's have a look at this, because this is Teresa Sabarova, I Will Be Famous. Now, the Czech Republic, at worst at the moment, if this goes clear, would be a score of 4. They can have a fence down, and it would mean they'd still finish on a score of 8. There is a chance here that the Czech Republic could win it with this rider. The win is on here in Zduchovice. And they've done it with a clear. What more could they ask for? The Czech Republic win this Nations Cup. They're going to win their second of the day here at home. Superb performance. The double clear round from Teresa Sabarova. I Will Be Famous. Well, they certainly made themselves famous with that round, because it's a clear round. It will ensure that the Czech team, whether they jump their last rider or not, at worst they'd finish on 4. They cannot be caught. And the battle is far from done, because we have another round of riders to go for the podium. But in terms of the win, the top step, the national anthem, it is all secured. What a day it has been for the Czech team here on home soil. And as the sun has set, it's certainly been a big day with the win in the juniors, and now in the young riders as well. Well, that is a problem, and that is a stop. That is not what they were looking for. As you can see now, we started in the final rotation. It is Hungary. Katia here with Bizarre VDL. Hungarian team will, I feel, finish on a final total of 44, perhaps. We'll see. for the score. So actually, it's not quite so bad for Hungary. They'll finish on a score of 40, but it is unfortunately for them 6th place out of the 6 here today.
Polsko, Maximilian Parketní, Federika.
Well done, clear round. Nice way to finish things off with Maximilian Patinki and Ferrari K. They and Poland have had a good second round. They only picked up another 4 to finish on a total of 20. So it went well for Poland in round 2. The problems coming their way more from the opening round. So what are we now? We know that there's only going to be 3 more riders to jump, actually, because, well, unless the Czech Republic do let their final rider jump, we'll see. I'll find out. There could be 4. Connie Adams, and this is Jagger, the stallion, final rider for Great Britain, 8 in the opening round, and the British team here really need a big round from Connie, because if she can pull together a clear, it'll keep them on that score of 16, and that could well see them ahead of Germany. There is other ways of that still working out, because at worst the British team would go on to 20, but there's a worse possible score, but 16 will make it a lot harder for Germany. The pressure will be very much turning their way. To be fair as well, the British team could yet find their way into second, but that would require a bit of a problem coming from Denmark, but the Danish team are holding us a 12 discard, so there is still a podium position on offer here for Great Britain. What a performance. What a way at the end of it all to wrap it up for Great Britain as well, with a clear from Connie Adams. So nicely done, Connie and Jagger, to ensure they finish on that score of 16. Is it enough to bring them onto the podium? We will see. It's going to come down to the next 2 rounds, because Denmark now looking to find their way up there with second place. They're holding a 16 as a discard from memory. I'll look that up. Sorry, it's a 12 as a discard. And they're on a team score of 12. They've only got a fence or 2, well, 1 fence in hand then over Great Britain, which would, you know, that 12, 2 fences going down, and they'll fall behind because they would have to count them. So we'll see what happens with Germany in a minute, but this is for second place. They really need a clear to just make sure it's in their own hands. And at the moment, it's not to be for Victoria Safarov Madsen and Catwalk as that fence goes down. score of 4 for Denmark is going to bring it to the clock. And we'll wait to see how that all works out, because the Danish team will cross the line and the score will be added in. Just waiting to see how that updates with time as well. They go behind Great Britain in terms of time on a score of 16. The British team have moved up. Germany, though, still stand a chance of getting second place here. They cannot afford a single fence. They have to jump clear to stay ahead of Great Britain and Denmark. They'll need good time as well. Their last rider, Julian Golil and Santa Sofia. So far still clear. Starting to see we're losing the light a little bit here, but at the moment there's still plenty of light to jump. Just see that big screen getting ever brighter. It's been a long day. It's been a great day. Is this enough to push Germany to second place? Is it going to be second, third, fourth? Where's it going to be? It's going to come down to as they cross the line. And 69.41, they kept on pushing. They knew they needed to, but they jumped a lovely round to wrap it up there with a clear round. But I'm not quite sure in terms of time. Or did it? Wasn't clear, because that fence has gone and there is a score of 4, so I'm going to take it all back and be corrected. I said it's been a long day, didn't I? So 4 it is for Germany. The British team have found their way up into second place. I don't think we're going to see the Czech, no, we're not, it's confirmed. It is a win for the Czech Republic. They've done it quite brilliantly here in the young riders. Mariana Mishaklova, Katarina Budakova, Teresa Sabadova and Natalie Kovarova. Well done to that quartet, to Zuzana Jantadova, who was their chef de keep. An amazing performance to finish on a score of 4. Great Britain, Tracy Newman, well done you, has kept the team's spirits high, and with 2 clears in that second round, I have to say big well done to Glenn Watkin-Jones for that impressive comeback on Levi Estor to jump a clear in round 2, and Connie Adams at the end there as well. That has brought the British team back up into a podium slot, and Denmark have kept up the consistency to finish in third. Germany take 4th, just missing out ahead of Poland and Hungary. It has been absolutely brilliant sport for this FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth event once more here live with you throughout the course of the day. The third leg of this year's series, of course, will be in Austria soon. Well, as soon as next week, before we go to Drammen, to Bustorizio, to Zidvold, Hagen and Delazo-Zudik. So there's a long way still to go as we travel through the course of the summer. Looking forward to every moment of it. The youth is the future, and we see the stars begin the journey to the big time. Well done, everybody. I'll leave you with the presentation of awards, the national anthem, and more. Thank you for joining us live wherever you've been watching, and it's certainly been well worth tuning in for throughout the course of the day. Well done to the Czech Republic, though. Their second win out of the 3 Nations Cups. It's certainly been their day here at home in Lodovice. Well done to them.
Dámy a pánové, jdeme na pol, čeká nás dekorování poháru národů kategorie mladí jezdci. Poháru národů kategorie mladí jezdci, ladies and gentlemen, now we can see best placed teams in the young rider category. Ladies and gentlemen, and now we can see the best three teams in this young rider category. The third place, Denmark, Dánsko místo třetí, second place místo druhé, Great Britain a Velká Británie a vítězí český tým, the winning team of Czech Republic. I would ask the rider to get out of the saddle. Third place today, místo třetí dnes for Denmark, pro Dánsko, Šefeký Kulik Kier, Cecily Kier, Jakob Theodor Schmidt, Frida Munk Lansen, Victoria Sofia Hjort Madsen. Third place today, the team of Denmark. Second place, místo druhé, Great Britain a Velká Británie, the chef equipe Tracy Newman, with the riders Francesca Young, Blaine Watkin-Jones, Taluah Mackenzie Smith, Connie Adams, and the second place today. A vítězný tým České republiky pod vedením Zuzany Janatové ve složení Mariana Miklíčková, Kateřina Bubáková, Tereza Svobodová a Natálie Kovářová. To je český tým! Ladies and gentlemen, now please raise up for the national anthem of Czech Republic. Dámy a pánové, nyní prosím povstaňte, zazní státní hymna. First prize is presented by the foreign judge Ines Bedels and then from the OC Legislav Krulich. Dámy a pánové, cenu předává jako prvá zahraniční rozhodčí Ines Bedel, dále pak za OC komity Legislav Krulich, společně s ním Veronika Harcová a Barbara Hlasová. Second place Denmark, second place Great Britain, Velká Británie. Francesca Young, played with Kim Jones, Stella Mackenzie Smith, Connie Adams. Second place for Great Britain with the Shepeki, Tracy Newman. A nakonec vítězný tým pod vedením Zuzany Janatové ve složení Mariana Michlíčková, Kateřina Bubáková, Tereza Svobodová a Natálie Kovářová. To je tým České republiky! Czech Republic, Great Britain and Denmark, the best three teams today in young rider category. A nyní je oblíbená sprcha šampajským. A Zuzka už se nemusí dneska koupat. A na to máme ještě vodní příkop. Now please go back to the saddle. Are you ready? Tak můžeme. Česká republika. Great Britain. And Denmark. pánové, a tímto dnešní program nekončí, aby jsme mohli oslavit úspěchy nejen našich českých sportovců. Je bude pro vás připravena party pod vedením DJ Karla Spírala. Ladies and gentlemen, we will then continue in summer restaurant with a little party to celebrate your success.